First off, let's talk about the I Am album, which is dropping on Black Friday, November 24th of this year.
Yes,
A lot
sir.
of uproar. Some people excited about it. Some people are on the fence about it, considering the track list that came out. What are your thoughts on it?
Um, it's everything that I've been wanting for the past, 25 years, pretty much. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of the retail version of I Am, so let's get that out of the way first. I love it how it is. But if you were one who was around at, in '99 in real time and had the bootleg, then you know what the album could have been. You know, so it was always over the years the lore that built up around that double album that was never released, and then the copies that was circulating in the bootleg, and we eventually got the lost tapes, which had a lot of those jewels that were circulating on Napster and all the download websites and all that. So everybody for the most part compiled their own I Am double album list and all that, but to get an official retail version is a big deal. It's a big deal. And the only thing is I can actually say that Nas doesn't have anything to do with this release. It's on Sony's end of it. So I'm interested to see how it comes out. Hopefully they don't drop the ball on it. But I'm gonna still cop it regardless. This is something that I've been working on. Something that I've been wanting to get for quite a while now. Do you plan on copping it?
Yeah, I'm a copy just because the same reasons because you spoke on. Been waiting for this album for over 20 something years, man. Like
Right.
on CD, vinyl, I gotta support it. And at this juncture, I'm guessing even if he's not fully supporting it as far as mass appeal goes, he's still gonna eat off of it royalty wise, right? Or monetary.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so. The only thing is, man, it's only, to my knowledge, in research, I think only stores that participate in Record Store Day for 2023 are going to be the ones that carry it. Me, myself, I called 3 record stores. One was an hour and away, one was an hour and a half away from where I live, and another one was about 2 hours away. And the one that was roughly an hour away from where I live, they said they're probably going to get it. And the other 2 said that they, in fact, weren't going to get it. So, for those of you watching, if you're interested, see if your local record store participates in Record Store Day, and then make sure they're getting a copy, because it's going to be a limited release. 4,000 some copies, right?
Like 4,100, something like that, right? I think
something like that. So I might have, on Black Friday, I might be driving an hour to go cop it.
Yeah,
So
same here. I called a couple of record stores, and one in particular told me that I should fill out a survey because they weren't sure whether or not they were gonna get it, but if they had enough people who wanted it, they could kind of like fight for it. I'm not sure who has the power to receive how many copies, but for the most part, I'm gonna be out there. And where I'm going, hopefully, it's not too many hip hop heads, and I can just walk in and we up out of there. Yeah.
Right. I'm here in West Virginia, bro. So like, no record stores here near me is getting it. So I might have to make that drive. But for me, that'll be better than paying eBay prices or something like that, on the secondary market.
Yeah, you already know that, man. So if we look at the track list, man, what's missing from the album that we compiled as fans over the years, as opposed to what Sony is releasing?
It's weird because the way it's being marketed, from what I read, that this is I Am The Autobiography, which was supposed to be the whole double album. But the track list lined up exactly with the bootleg copy that initially circulated, which was only 13 tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you had that being in New York. I'm sure everybody had that version. I had that version myself. But even if we get that, it would still feel incomplete.
Yes, that's valid. Yeah. Because if you look at the track list that they presented, I think, well, actually it's 4 sides, A, B, C, and D. You got Fetus, Small World, Money Is My B, side A. Side B, you got Project Windows, Papa Was a Player, Dr. Knock Boots. Side C is Daydreaming, Stay Scheming. Sometimes I Wonder featuring Nature. Hardest Thing, well, I guess that's Drunk by Myself is on that side as well. And side D is I Want to Play and Blaze of 50 and We Will Survive.
Those were the ones on the initial leak, and then I like how people rewrite history and act like Dr. Nabu wasn't a part of that, but it very much was.
Yeah, man. A lot of people get him a lot of flack for that record, but
Yeah.
I
But
played it. I'm gonna say it's
oh,
a classic or anything.
listen, bro. Here, like, and that came out my senior year of high school, man. So we was like, that's words to live by. You know what I'm saying? But this predates the Nas's like, the Hate Me Now, the big singles and stuff like that. So, I kind of got mixed feelings on it. I would love to have, and it could be a redo next year for the 25th year anniversary, and streaming and all that to compile, a full double album that sees his vision through, from the fetus where he's being born through Undying Love, where he, commits suicide at the end of the first disc. The second disc starts with the Amongst Kings, where he's reborn in the Nostradamus, and nobody was ever going to do that. You know what I mean? The concept double album from beginning to end. And I would just like to see that vision paid off all the way through. So it'll be bittersweet if we get the bootleg version again, but I would like to see his vision paid off in the full double album. That's why I think it's vital that he be a part of any release of it.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure when they get the rights to it, Master Pill will probably have a documentary that goes along with it. They're going to go the next step. You know that. It seems like they have so many resources now to where it's not just going to be probably audio. He's going to probably tell a story alongside it if he decides to do
it. And that would be dope. That would honor Nipsey too, because, Nipsey wanted to do the documentary surrounding I Am. Because like I said, it's so much lower. It's the topic of, again, one of the first major albums to get bootleg, but it still, pretty much went gold the first week, like over 400K copies. Like, that was crazy for back then. And then you had the controversy around the Hate Me Now video with Puff and Stout. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that during the video shoot with the, the King Tut, sarcophagus mask, like, Nas almost asphyxiated, you know what I mean? Almost that he got the clay from the mold stuck in his nose and he couldn't breathe, so it was like an emergency during a photo shoot. So there's a lot of different lore stories that could be told around that album that I think a documentary would be crazy. And just the anticipation of it, like Nas was if you was there in real time, Nas was the most anticipated rap artist, in 99.
No debate, man. No debate at all. And one thing about Nas that's kind of like funny, and think back in hindsight, as far as the artist goes, I've never seen so many like what ifs attached. Like we're speaking about I Am, right? And the bootleg coming out. But then you also said that it predated Nas's like. What is the world like without that record? What is his career like without that record?
In an alternate universe, I'm a big Marvel fan, so the multiverse and alternate universes and stuff, but it's a lot of things I think we don't get if I Am comes out how it was originally intended. Maybe some the Hate Me Now maybe doesn't come out, which is one of his biggest records. We maybe don't get the battle with Jay-Z, because he leaned on the notion, and it was a narrative. It wasn't true. Like everybody was rocking with I Am in real time, but if you can kind of spin the narrative a little bit, and if you're popular, then you can get people to latch on to that. So, the narrative that he, fell off, because if I Am isn't bootleg, then I don't believe we get Nostradamus either, right? Mm-hmm. So he leaned into that notion that Nas had fell off, only one hot album every 10-year average or whatnot. And then I don't think he barks up that tree if Nas put out his, third straight classic and a double album and we don't get that battle. We also wouldn't get the Lost Tapes, which is a classic in its own right, because it's 75% of those I Am tracks, and it's just a lot of stuff I think changes the course of history if that album come out like it was supposed to. But things work out the way they're supposed to anyway. But we could be greedy as fans, right? We can, in retrospect, get what we were supposed to get and had history play out the way it was supposed to play out. So
yeah, I love the way it played out, man. Like, because if you think about it, not every artist had an opportunity to check off a box of having a battle in that sense, right? Like Nas early on, you wouldn't kind of consider him to be a battle rapper,
right?
But having that opportunity to do so on that stage and prevail was a beautiful thing to see. And also, like you stated, it's a chain reaction. If you miss one thing, something else has to suffer. We may not get Stillmatic, his highlight reel. So it's so many different things. And it showcases hunger as an artist, because not many people can come back from the negativity that was spewed his way and bounce back every single time, man. So I'm looking forward to this I Am situation. I'm going to support it. I've been on the fence, but as I get closer to the day, man, as a fan, I got to go out there. And just for a collector's item, man, I got to have it, man.
Absolutely. I mean, I just recently started a vinyl collection. I want to say a little over a year ago. My girl, she bought me a vinyl player for my birthday, and then I just been like grinding and collecting like all the classic Nas, Wu albums, and everybody else in between. You know what I mean? And people, you know, my son got me joints for my birthday, you know, so people know what to get me now. So I'm just a collector in general. I collect sneakers, vinyls, whatever. And so it'll be a major piece to my collection if I'm able to get it. I'm up to like maybe close to 40 some vinyls now. So, you know.
You've been collecting the latest albums as well, like King's Disease and Magic, or you going back?
I got the whole Hit Boy run, with the exception of Magic 2 and Magic 3, which are on pre-order, but you know, those will ship out soon. It's one of those things where, you know, you got to wait on it a little bit to get pressed up. But yeah, I got Nas's whole catalog. The only joints that I'm missing is Life is Good, Streets Disciple, Hip Hop is Dead, Untitled, and The Firm. Everything else I got.
That's what's up, man.
Hey yo,